Mike Schur, the renowned writer behind The Office, has always been known for his sharp wit and keen insight into comedy. He played a crucial role in shaping some of the most iconic moments of the beloved series, and his career has spanned a number of projects that have left a significant mark on TV and film. Recently, Schur made headlines for his candid reflection on a long-standing moment in comedy history, Saturday Night Live's Japanese parody sketch, which aired during the late 1990s. For those unfamiliar, the sketch, which aired on SNL in 1998, featured a parody of a fictional Japanese version of The Office. In it, the characters were exaggerated stereotypes, with heavy comedic focus on cultural misunderstandings and absurdities. While SNL has long been known for pushing boundaries and making controversial comedic choices, this particular sketch drew criticism for its portrayal of Japanese culture, with many finding it racially insensitive and offensive. Mike Schur, who was a writer at SNL at the time, recently opened up about his thoughts on the sketch, admitting that it rankled him when he first saw it. Schur confessed that, in hindsight, the sketch didn't feel right to him in some way, acknowledging that it crossed a line. While Schur was involved in many successful comedic projects, he revealed that this one stuck with him in a way that didn't sit well. He described the discomfort he felt when viewing the sketch, explaining that while SNL had always taken risks with its satire, there was something off about this particular parody. Schur's comments highlight an important conversation about the ethics of comedy and how cultural representations, particularly those involving race, can easily perpetuate harmful stereotypes. What Schur found troubling wasn't just the parody itself, but the implications it had for how Japanese people were portrayed on American television at the time. At its core, comedy often walks a fine line between pushing boundaries and reinforcing stereotypes. Schur's reflection on the SNL sketch is an example of how even experienced writers and creators can look back on certain moments in comedy with a more critical eye, recognizing when humor crosses into territory that might be harmful or misinformed. Schur's honesty about the sketch speaks volumes about how the industry, and comedy itself, have evolved over the years. In his statement, Schur also admitted that he had been uncomfortable with the sketch when it first aired, but didn't feel he had the power to voice those concerns at the time. He pointed out that, while SNL was a place that celebrated pushing boundaries and taking risks, the Japanese parody was an example of comedy that didn't quite hit the mark. Schur noted that the sketch relied on outdated and insensitive depictions of Japanese culture, reducing it to a punchline rather than acknowledging the richness and complexity of the culture. Schur's admission comes at a time when the entertainment industry is reevaluating how it handles representation of marginalized groups. Over the past few years, there has been a heightened awareness about cultural appropriation, racial stereotypes, and the importance of being respectful and responsible in the portrayal of different cultures. Schur, who is also known for his work on Parks and Recreation and The Good Place, has proven himself to be a thoughtful and socially aware creator. His reflection on this SNL sketch highlights the ongoing conversation about how comedy can evolve to be more inclusive and sensitive to the lived experiences of others. What makes Schur's comments particularly noteworthy is his willingness to admit that the sketch, which he had a hand in writing, was problematic. It's rare for someone in his position to publicly acknowledge when a piece of work didn't quite land as intended. In an era where creators are often protective of their past work, Schur's reflection is a rare example of someone in the industry owning up to the impact their work may have had, especially in the context of race and cultural representation. Additionally, Schur's comments bring attention to the broader issue of how comedy writers and performers should be held accountable for their portrayals of race, ethnicity, and culture. As Schur points out, humor can be a powerful tool for social commentary, but it also requires a level of responsibility to ensure that it doesn't perpetuate harmful stereotypes or reinforce negative perceptions of a particular group. While satire and parody can be effective in critiquing societal issues, Schur's reflection serves as a reminder that it's crucial to approach these topics with thoughtfulness and respect. Schur's candid comments also speak to the changing dynamics of the comedy world. The landscape of comedy has shifted significantly since the 1990s, with a greater emphasis on diversity and inclusion. The hashtag #MeToo movement, the rise of social justice awareness, and the push for more authentic representation in media have all played a part in encouraging creators to reevaluate their past work. Schur's willingness to critique the SNL sketch shows how the industry has matured and how creators are becoming more self-aware in terms of how their work can impact audiences. In conclusion, Mike Schur's reflections on the controversial SNL Japanese parody sketch are a powerful reminder of how comedy, like any form of art, can evolve and improve over time. Schur's openness in admitting that the sketch, rankled him, is not only an honest self-assessment, but also a sign of the changing attitudes toward representation in entertainment. As the world of comedy continues to evolve, Schur's insights will no doubt resonate with many creators who are striving to create content that is both funny and respectful of all cultures.